Hello, I'm Celine. I'm a digital artist and usually I create stuff like this, but today we're going to clay. And I've never done it properly before. You might have seen a snippet of me trying to create like a snowball or just a piece of white clay and try to test the whole process of baking it and seeing how the oven reacts. But today we're going to clay something proper. I'll show you. So we created these little cute deskbuddy sketches, and I wanted to create a koala because I draw them often in my work, but I don't have pink clay, so yeah, good preparation. We're going to create the brown little bear instead. So I'm new to this whole craft and I'll show you the tools that I have gotten to start. So we've got acrylic plateaus to put our works on, and I'm claying on a craft mat. I just put a piece of paper on top. I think for now that should do the trick. We got a sharp, careful X-Acto knife so we can cut our clay, and be careful, it's super sharp. Some feel tools, I don't know the name exactly, but we can push and blend the clay with these. Roller to roll out the clay, and I do have a Pastel machine to condition the clay to make it ready for our sculpting, but I haven't cleaned that up yet, so we'll just use our natural hands. Q-tips and nail polish remover with acetone because I don't have isopropyl alcohol around me right now, but I've seen some tips and tricks on YouTube that people use Q-tips and a kind of solvent to remove any dust, rubble or fingerprints on their sculpts. And we got our clay. It's Fimo, soft and basic white clay, and we need to blend this because this is way too dark for the sculpt that I have in mind. We got our handy scale and some more knickknacks somewhere, and I'll show you them when we get to it. And I'll prop up some references of a drawing because I'll just be listening to some music and to enjoy the process too. I also have pastels here, soft pastels that we can grind, and airbrushes, brushes, and gold paint because the sketch has the creature has a golden star on its forehead, and I wanted to create the star with white clay and then paint it with gold, maybe multiple layers to see how it thickens, and add some blush to the cheeks with the pastels. So let's go. Guys, I just finished weighing the clay, and now we're just going to old school blend it together. Let's hope whatever technique I use works, but it's super quite tough to blend it by hand. Now I understand why people use those Pastel machines or clay rollers, or I don't know how it's called, because it's very, very tough to condition. I'm just going to roll by using a roller. Now it's looking like some kind of weird chocolate. This can take a while. I'll get back to you when this is done. We're getting closer. It's now almost like a skin color. That's really pretty, but I think I'm going to make enough for 3 little bears. I think that's a good amount to start. So it's going to be a clay day. So the amount of clay for this little guy, I think this is about 1 1/3 head. It's not enough, so I'm going to make a bit more. You'll see me using my newbie kneading skills here. Looking for the roller. Now I'm prepping some for the ears and the little nose. Sadly, my kitchen skill can't go up to the very little milligrams. I'm kind of gauging how much I need. So creating the same sculpt 3 times for the first time will be a fun practice run. I'm thinking of maybe making the nose also black or very dark brown. So I think dark brown like this is less harsh. We can go with that. Taking my knife and maybe mixing it with a bit of black to make it slightly darker. I don't need that much. I think even this little bit is enough. Now we're going to ransack this color. Just a teeny tiny bit. With this, ideally I would have used dark red or something, but this I think will do it too. I really need to blend this well. It's easy to blend because it's so small. So much prepping. We need to create the base of the eye, so it's just black. And I'm going to UV resin everything, so I wanted to paint the eyes. But I don't know, I think black and make it look more 3D will be really cute, so we're going for that. You don't understand. If you see this, it's like, oh, it's a messy star, but it's super hard to create this so small. And I need to create it 3 times, so good luck to me, but it's getting the right shape, it's just really messy. Now's the most spicy part. We're going to put it together. And yeah, they're a bit messy. This one has some dust and stuff. You know, we gotta start somewhere. And oh, it's super messy on the back. Yeah, we're going to take acetone just to clean it up here and there. But this process is so, how do you say that? Prone to mistakes. Next victim. Now moving on to another tricky thing, which is the assembly of this. Oh, I'm going to grab some music. I just had lunch. I don't know how, but I think we are able to film this in 1 day, or that was my goal. Anyways, so let's go. Welcome back, and as you can see we have 3 almost completed sculpts. I think you can guess which one was our first sculpt. It's the little guy all the way in the back here, and this is our second one. This little guy is like the upgrade of everything. It's more smoothed out. I'm not sure how I'm going to do his eyes. I think also big, because I think that's cute. And create the little star. As we're going to bake the clay soon, we're going to turn on the oven and preheat it. Hello, it's now 3:30 and we started, I don't know, at 9 or 10 or 11 actually. Look, this is attempt 1, the second attempt, and our last and my favorite, this little guy. And here comes my favorite part. We're going to use some, like I mentioned at the start, the lighting hits my face, the oil pastels, and I'm going to add some blush to the cheeks. So first, I'm going to take my knife, bit of this, bit of that, and just scrape it to put all this pigment in. I think this is fine for now to do. Just blend it. I think should have been a bit lighter on the white. Oh, and I read something online, this is important by the way, about using acetone before baking, and that's what I did. You shouldn't do that, because it might leave some white residue, someone said. So we'll see how heavy the turnout will be. I hope it will be fine. I hope it won't be as white as someone mentioned, but I guess we'll see. This might be a bit more interesting to see from up close, so we'll use my first guy. So test. Oh look, it's really cute. It's quite visible already, because it's lighter clay. Look, a bit blushy. And the next one. So cute. I'm not sure if you can see it. Off camera it's easier to see because the lighting is terrible right now. Then our last one. Let me try to find the angle with more lighting. This is better with my beautiful trash can in the background. So this is the third one. And we don't talk about back. You only look at this here. I think my oven is at the right temperature. And let's load everything in. Now everything is in the oven. Hello. So this clay shouldn't be higher than 130. Just setting on 30 minutes at least. I think it has to be in there for an hour, but I'll check soon. And the temperature is slowly rising. I've been in the oven for over an hour. It's already dark. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So let's get them out. I'll let them cool down on the tray, because I'm going to eat dinner. And there they are, the glorious creatures, aka the little bear sculpts. I think the pink blush is really pretty on them. It's 7 now, and we're going to paint. I'm using this gold acrylic paint for a small heart here. And tomorrow we're going to UV resin everything. That's going to be exciting. I wish I could have done everything in one day, but that's just not possible. I'm grabbing another smaller paintbrush. Or it has a different tip, I should say. It's just a golden heart we're going to paint, so that's easy enough. Golden heart, golden star. That's easy enough. Make sure it's not... Oh, need to remove the lid. I grabbed another 2 smaller brushes. So this one has a flat, I think chisel is the right word. This one is more tapered. Look, it's just one layer, but it's already really pretty. The viscosity or the thickness of the paint is really dense. Ta-da! So this is the first sculpt we made. And I was really clumsy. I had to get a feel for it. Well, I still do. And you see, with all its flaws, it's still quite cute. And I try to blend out the ears here, but it's really messy. Next, up. Wait, I'll place my tripod like in between. Okay, this might be a bit too close, but at least you get a nice view. Last one. Ta-da! Look how cute and put together he looks, and the blush and everything. And yeah, don't look at the bottom. He has small tears. There's might be because of the thickness of the clay, and I can take some acetone tomorrow to maybe remove it. But sadly, there's also a small crack in his blush because it might be too thick, and I might have not have needed everything perfectly. But I think this so cute. I look forward to showing it to you in the morning with normal lighting, and also yeah, when we do the resin. Good morning, it's the next day. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be going away for a nice city trip with my boyfriend, so we're just going to do this quickly, or just, it's the first time. So what do we need for UV resin? 2 UV resin polymer clay. A respirator. I got this heavy duty one. I'm sure it has a more specific name, which you put here. And you need a respirator because UV resin is still a chemical and it releases all small fumes, which is dangerous for your health. So safety is sexy. We'll suit up. Next we have nitrile gloves. These are also for protection for your hands against the chemicals and such. I'll link the video here. It's a safety video about using UV resin and all the tools that come into play. They can explain way better than I can right now. Just know that you have to suit up when you do UV resin. Make sure your room is nice and ventilated. So yeah, from a dollar store, just a few bucks. Bought these from Amazon. And we need paintbrushes. And of course the UV resin. I'm using this one. I also got it from Amazon, and they sent me from Sana Resin. They sent me a safety document sheet, SDS, to let us know that this is safe to use for other people. AKA I can sell this to customers using this resin. And I also wanted to be a bit more experimental and use nail chrome powder and mix it with the resin to create a sort of holographic effect. You'll see soon how that will pan out, and we'll move on. Let's UV resin. I almost forgot to mention the most important things, but this is my UV resin light. I always forget the names, but it's basically UV light for nails. And it's very small, also from Amazon. There are buttons on the back for certain times. Yeah, that's about it. Hello, I have the respirator on. Now it's time to mix the UV resin with nail chrome powder. Got the gloves, and I'll show you what we'll be doing. Now we have more daylight. I hope you can hear me properly. This will be the sacrificial brush shakeout. Oh, oh, luckily we start with like the first sculpt I made, and then we move on to the last one. Okay, nail chrome powder, UV resin. Okay, there's all the powder. I think this is fine. This much. Yeah, so here goes. I think this will be a bit too thick. So we'll see. Oof! That is a thick guy. I think we might need to clean this up. It's a bit messy. Okay, less is more, less is more, less is more. To the machine it goes. I'm wondering how it will turn out. So I thinned things out here to get rid of it because it's just way too much. Okay, the second there, it's still, I think, way too much. Okay, the last one will have to stick to the landing. But I think the idea is cute though, it's just the execution is a bit bleh. Okay, this is a bit more doable. As you can see, it's a bit lighter. Moment of truth. I'm just going to do it. I thinned out a lot of the resin. So it's just a really thin layer that we'll focus on. Hello, welcome back to the outro. And you might have been wondering, after doing all of that, what do the little sculpts look like? Well, I have here the results. I gave away the second sculpt to my boyfriend, but I'll just put up some footage here and there of all the sculpts, and we'll start with the first one. As you can see with the first one during the process, I had to figure some things out, so that's why I want to make 3. The first one as an experiment to get a feel, the second one to improve, and the third one to make like the final one with all my design choices and the finesse or lack thereof for now. But ta-da! I'll try to show it. Let's see if it wants to focus. Well, here it is. Gorgeous little bear, but you can see here the resin is way too much. I think I'll zoom in here and there. And I didn't show you this, but first I used the nail chrome powder, and I did that way too much. I underestimated the power of the nail chrome powder, and that you don't need a lot of resin. That's all on me, but that resulted in this weird goo on top of our first sculpt. So what I didn't really like about the sculpt is that the shapes are very messy. As you can see, they are very irregular, but it's all fine for the first try. But because I painted resin on every part of the sculpt, the eyes got a blue glow because of the holo powder, and I didn't really like that. I'm not sure if you can see back in the footage. But then I had to quick fix it by painting with black acrylic paint on top of the eyes and dark brown on the nose. Let it dry, and then paint on top with clear resin, so no chrome powder, to get this look. So it looks more like I intended. And the star does have the chrome powder. So this is the back. And so the final review. So second one I'll just put up here. The final sculpt it's this one. Look how cute. Wait, autofocus will always be my arch enemy of my phone. Not sure if it can handle this much cuteness, my camera. But I put way too little resin on this, so it's not sticky, but it feels slightly tacky because of lack of resin. In comparison with the first one, I put too much resin and chrome powder, but that feels way more hard and solid. But overall, the shapes, they're way more refined and stylized. That's a bit too much face. Yeah, here's the back. The back is still a part I need to improve on. But the nose, as you can see, is a triangle shape. Or the base of his nose, and then his nose itself is like a reverse triangle shape of this one. So it turns upside down. The eyes, again, with like the technique I just mentioned of painting using black acrylics on top of the resin, and then another layer of clear resin on top, and a star. And I think I've mentioned a few times, but the star took me way too long to sculpt, but it's worth it. Look. So these shapes have a more clear identity. And this one's just a big blob of bareness. There's enough to improve in the department of finesse, like clarity, cleanliness, and all of that jazz when we get there. But yeah, I'm going to be using this little guy as an example for my future sculpts of this piece. What I think of sculpting and what I've learned, it feels a bit more technical, and I feel the limitations of my own skills because you have to use your hands, and that requires practice, and it's really fun to physically touch my own products and work with it and bring it to life, like bit by bit. You could see me trying to sculpt those little balls as parts of the little sculpt, and I kind of measured it, but my skill wasn't able to detect like the milligrams, so the very small amounts of clay, so I kind of measured it by eye, and I think that went well. And I had to redo parts lots of times because, you know, trial and error and the learning curve involved. So this process took me like 3 days, and then filming this on the last day. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and the little tools you have to use, and like knowing how to keep things clean is something I'm still struggling with, but I know I have to use isopropyl alcohol and not acetone, because I think acetone, I've read it on the internet, because it can leave a white cast, and it was whitish around here, but I don't think you can really see it anymore. So that worked out. I'm glad it didn't leave a white cast. I think overall this, and with art and most of things in life in general, like it's a process of trial and error, and having the patience to just redo things a couple of times to get it right, like most. And with that I mean like the star, I need to make a little my own cutter of it. So I would model this star and then bake it, and then when I want to use it, you wrap around your clay around your little cutter or shape you made, and then you, your own shape of clay with your own cutter. So that's way easier, and that can save me a lot of time. Overall, I think this is a very, satisfying process to go through. Like if you research, or sketching on paper digitally, or just with clay already, whatever way, and then really dig in through it, experiment, and see what can come out of it. And of course, trial and error. And that's why I advise, if you're also starting out, to like create multiple versions of your piece at once, like I did 3 times with my clay works or with this little bear sculpt. So you can trial and error the process, and tweak and finalize your design with each version in one go. It's way more efficient, and you can really see your progress, and that you get more handier with the sculpts you want to make. Yeah, it made me realize that it's okay to slow down with my work, with art, because even though I feel like I'm already slow, it's okay to be mindfully slow, like enjoying the process, taking the time, redoing things, and not being too attached to the concept you've made. They're saying kill your darlings in art, and that goes also with this in this kind of craft, which is also art. And overall, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what kind of things I'll be making and sharing with you. This has been such a fun process, and I can already see like the process from Sculpt 1 we made just the same day to the third one of the same design. This is evidence also for myself, and like for you, it's possible. You can do it. You can learn new things in just a day and improve it and apply what you've learned. And the back isn't anything too spicy. This one has way too much chrome powder and resin. But maybe the resin amount is good, just the chrome powder was too messy. And here I got a better hold of it. And I love the clarity of the shapes, and it made me think about shape design, how to read it, how I can mold things to make it easy recognizable for other people. I really love to share with you again what I'll be doing with our little clay adventures, because it's another art venue and it's really fun to explore what other kind of artist I have in me besides doing digital art and a bit of traditional, but it's a whole another medium, clay. I'm proud of it. Like, I don't say that quite often, but I'm proud of it that I made this, because it's about the same as I imagined it in my head, in my sketch. I'll post a sketch here, and like you can see the final result here. So yeah, I wanted to paint actually the eyes, but I think having this flat look, what I saw on Pinterest, that other bear sculpts also have, it's more like cutesy, easy, not too detailed. Simplification in itself is a difficult process, and that is not to be underestimated. I think that's all I have to say right now on the spot. There's no script, and it was cool to do this a short process, because usually my videos are like a month long or even longer, and then I try to squeeze the one, but this is just a few days, like 3 days. And oh, by the way, the curing process, because I used a little resin, it had to cure quite long. I don't know, because it felt too tacky. Yeah, the curing process with UV resin was quite long. I think at least 20 to 30 minutes. Might be my machine, but I thought I looked it up. This one has enough watts, my UV light, so yeah, patience is the key word in today's video. And thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you learned a few things, and I hope you to see the next video, whatever that may be. I have some ideas, but you'll see. So take care, bye.